But, and with Lana, she's a very busy person. So I'm really, really grateful that ended up working out. She let us pull up on her at nighttime.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Emily Curl with iHeartRadio, and today we're hanging out with the Neighborhood's lead singer, Jesse Rutherford. Jesse, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Like I told you, I'm such a fan of your album, so let's talk about Chip Chrome and the monotones. First off, we got to just get the first question out. Chip Chrome, who is this? Tell us a little bit about it.
Chip has been a kind of a character that entered my life a few years ago, actually. The name came up first, and then I actually was like making other music thinking it was going to be like a solo thing I was going to do maybe, or something like that. And then we started this Neighborhood album. We wrote a song called Middle of Somewhere, and that was the first song we put out for the whole project, like way ahead of the project, like a year ahead of it. And it we all really loved the song. And a lot of the time, you can love a song and work on it really hard, and then you put it out, and everybody doesn't always feel that way about it. So like, which is fine. People have different things that they like more. Like I get it. I'm the same way with my taste in music and songs, and even artists I love. Sometimes there's a song that I don't love as much as the next one, but we all really loved it in the band. We really believed in it. And I wanted to do as much as possible to get attention on the song. And I had this name for Chip Chrome, this idea. We were making the album up in the hills over here in LA, and we had this view of this hill across from the hill that we were staying on. And I would always look over on that hill. And one day I was like, man, I want to go over on top of that hill and get a view from where we were at the studio house that we were renting, and have a view from across the hill. And I just had this vision of this silver glowing thing in the distance. Might have been on shrooms when I had this vision, but regardless, I had a vision of it. And then we had this song, Middle of Somewhere, and we were going to do a video for it the next day. And on the day of the video shoot, I just showed up and brought a whole lot of silver stuff with me. And then everybody was kind of like, whoa, what are you doing? What's happening here?
Wait, so you didn't tell anyone you were showing up in the full outfit, the full costume look?
Nah, Chip just kind of arrived, when he showed up, the whole energy shifted. And then from that moment on, it was kind of like we had an identity, a visual, something to soundtrack. I like to do things that way. I like to have an idea of what something's going to look and feel like, and then be able to soundtrack around it. You know what I mean? And I think Chip really was our our guide and our leader on this project. He brought everything from musicality and interesting aesthetic to humor to fucking just us having fun. Really, it's our fourth album. We needed to break our mold and just try to have more fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, even thinking about the process of creating it, how easy was the assimilation of Chip into the Neighborhood, the entire band? It sounds pretty seamless.
It ended up being, yeah, because the video for that song, Middle of Somewhere, the director, Alex McDonald, who captured it, me and him worked on that video together for a few days straight and banged it out. And by the end of it, what it looked like, the rest of the guys were able to all be like, wow, okay, I see what you're seeing here. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of, I think, made it smoother.
I picked out a few of my favorites, obviously, but we got to talk about Stargazing. So tell me a little bit about the inspiration for this song, and then I want to dive into the music video, of course, but start out with the basic for that one.
So we were done with the album, as far as we knew. And we got asked to write a song for a video game, for a racing, a racing video game. So we all got in the studio one random Tuesday afternoon. Mikey, our bass player, actually had the guitar progression, and then took that, kind of sped it up, all sat in the room with each other. I mean, usually our process isn't this fast, and that song all happened pretty much within an afternoon. We left and we were like, we got the balance of the song later that night. We were like, oh wow, this song's actually pretty cool. We're all pretty
love it.
It's so light and easy, and I literally was freestyling the lyrics as it was happening, just imagining all right, so it's a driving game, pull it out of park, put it in drive, just really kind of being literal with it. And fuck, it ended up being like, this wonderful moment that's
so
now picking up. It's so funny how that happens. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to talk about one other song on the album, but before I do that, we've got to talk about the video for Stargazing, because the cameos were unreal. Lana Del Rey, Jaden Smith, Alexa Demie, Ben Griffin, Mac DeMarco, Benny Blanco. That was a set I wanted to be on. What was that like? Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, it was really fun. I mean, it was a lot of work running around during COVID, especially pulling up on people with like really small, like for our team, we shot it all on film too. It's all in 35 millimeters. So it's like, imagine going and shooting a scene in a movie with just like, me, the director, and a cameraman pretty much pulling up. So it was a long shoot. It was like 4 days. But I mean, so worth it. Like, obviously you see the result, and I still can't even believe that everybody was down to be in it. Like, really meant a lot. Like,
it's a cool group of people. How did y'all decide who you wanted to be featured in the video?
I mean, it was all as real as possible as far as like reach of people that, either I was already friends with, or like Mac was friends with the director. He was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like, didn't really, I don't know how much he even knew about us, but he's just like that kind of guy. I was like, yeah, sure. Blake Griffin, I had met at a party, and we just kind of like had a good chat, and then had some mutual friends. And yeah, we were supposed to do it during the day, and then it kind of got rescheduled. And like, but and with Lana, she's a very busy person. So I'm really, really grateful that ended up working out. She let us pull up on her at nighttime and stuff, which definitely changed things, but it actually kind of made better for the video, I think. Cause it's like after all the day of me traveling all around, or Chip traveling all around, and then ending up, at the Queen's house by the end of the night. It's pretty cool.
Now, one of my favorites on the album is Over the Influence. And I was obsessed with the line, spent my whole life with somebody, waste a whole lot of money, anything not to be lonely. I was like, damn. Tell me a little bit about this one and the creation of this song.
It's just the coolest thing when someone can like feel like just one line like that. And like, you could like tell me that you heard what I said there. Cause at the end of the day, like all this stuff is like, really, that's to me, like I try and I take time on my words, because I don't always think I'm the best with them, but you want them to be when you're in a song. So I'm so happy that resonates with you. In general, I mean, I feel like the title really sums it up as best as possible, but like, I didn't want to constantly feel as under the influence of things as I always have. We absorb our entertainment and what people tell us and how people treat us and our trauma. We absorb all these things, and then you're influenced by so much of it. It's almost like me being like, ugh, can you make it all stop so I can just like. So that line especially, not supposed to mean like every relationship has been a waste of time and money and energy. It's not, but there are many where we go out of our way to try to make other people happy, to try to make ourselves happy by making other people happy, thinking, spending a lot of money, and just not to be lonely. There's one thing I was able to maybe gather from the pandemic and being in isolation was a bit more of an understanding of myself, and a bit more okay with being by myself. And I think that's also really important. So I think that's probably what I'm fleshing out in that lyric.
Yeah, no, that's so interesting. And I completely relate, of course, what you said, and especially the pandemic sort of heightens that feeling. When you think about performing on stage again, what are you most looking forward to, like from this album maybe, that you cannot wait to perform live?
I mean, I love Devil's Advocate. I love playing that song. I love the feel of that song. I just feel like I could play that song for like 10 hours straight, like just on a loop. Just like the way that the drum beat like just kind of feels, and the way that song just kind of like, you're like walking. It just feels like smooth. So probably, I mean, that one for sure. Excited. Obviously Stargazing now, because it's like people are really into it, which will be fun to hear people sing that chorus. So yeah.
If you can pinpoint one thing you miss most about performing live, what would it be?
The routine.
Really?
Which is the part that I kind of hate about it too. Like when you're in it, you could complain if it's easy to complain about it, but no, I really miss like having a purpose during a day, and a place to be, and a time to show up, and have to be somewhere, and a definite plan. I miss definition in my life. I miss the physicality of it, like in front of people, sweating, trying, like singing, not good even, but just like trying to like do better, and like have the challenge of it in front of people.
This has been so great chatting with you again. We're so excited. Congrats on the album. And thank you so much for taking the time. Hopefully next time we see you, it's in person, in real life.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for spinning the record and all your support over the years. Really, honestly, thank you so much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.